It's the 13th.
It is.
Mm-mm-mm. Da-da-da, da-da-da, wa-wa-da. Okay. 1, 2. Yeah. All right.
That's how you get ready on a Sunday.
Yeah. What's happening? Oh, okay. We already seconds in. Awesome.
Oh
Excellent.
yeah, we good.
Yo,
This
what's
motherfucker.
going down? How is your life? How is your world? How is everything going for you on this Super Bowl Sunday? And it's okay that we timestamp it because this is why the Royal Rumble got moved to the day they got moved to. Vince is not competing with the NFL this year, and rightfully so. It was a lot of great playoff games
He
that led into the Super Bowl.
niggas already competing against everything.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So kudos to him. Well, what a way to challenge AEW and avoid ratings disaster at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm only saying that because AEW pay-per-views predominantly on when? Saturdays.
Saturdays.
You know? But hey, listen, that's not going to stop us from talking wrestling like nobody else in the world. So you already know what time it is. So without further ado, let's get ready. Let's get geared up. Let's get our opinions, our facts, and also our conversation ready for the first Black Champ podcast. And I'm Cam from the Port.
And I'm JR Bang. Make sure you rate, like, subscribe, download to the Barbers Chat Digital, the home of First Black Champ. Go ahead, get that merch. You see Camp got the red on. You know what I'm saying? Is the red for the Cincinnati Bengals?
Not entirely.
Okay.
Even though I must say, everybody's been asking me this weekend, who do I want to win the Super Bowl? And I'm like, I don't really care. I was like, the Joe Burrow kid looks pretty nice out there. I was like, even though, you know what I'm saying, even though I've never been a Giants fan in my life, I would like to see OBJ win something just because of the kind of narrative that a lot of sports analysts and a lot of people that just happen to be white reporting sports were painting about him. So him winning a Super Bowl would be super dope. Like I wanted Chad Ochocinco to win the Super Bowl. I wanted T.O. to win the Super Bowl. Like every black person that gets vilified for being entertaining, I want them to win Super Bowls. Like in football, like I'm totally like that's when I'm Issa Raeing it. Like I'm rooting for everybody black that y'all hate having fun because you know the very consistent thing with those gentlemen for most of their careers, because we know where the asterisk lies is, you know, there was no gun charges, no reckless partying, nobody got killed on their watch, no DUIs. For the most part, no domestic disturbances. We know what we're going on with that. But still, it was like, yo, y'all just mad because they dress nice and they like to celebrate when they kick people ass. And I ain't with that. But I do think and also, man, Matt Stafford, man, he played for the Lions, man. You know, God must love him because that's why this is happening for him right now.
Man,
you know what I mean?
God had to.
God gotta love him.
I got. Well, when the playoffs started, you know, once the seasons was done and stuff, I picked Cincinnati to win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
You know, shouts out to JJ. I'm gonna hit JJ. I'm gonna hit JJ off at every pass. Because he listens to some dude podcast, and I said on there I had Cincinnati versus Green Bay. He went in the group and gave me a whole dissertation while I was wrong. He live out there.
Yeah,
he live out
from
there.
Milwaukee, so he a Green Bay fan too. Right. So that was wild.
Yeah, so he gave me a whole dissertation about how Cincinnati is not gonna win. They a year away. They too young and they offensive line. I'm like, look, they the hottest team coming up in the playoffs, right? And they beat Kansas City, so they ain't scared of them. He gave me a whole dissertation. Then in the AFC Championship game when they was down 21-3, man, game ain't even over yet.
Like, hey,
see, this is why I told you they ain't gonna win. You know, they ain't going against Tennessee. I wasn't even worried because the last time they played Kansas City, they was down by 11 points and won. Guess what happened? They won. Look, man, look. So I'm not saying I am now, you know, a Bears fan and a Cincinnati Bengals fan. You know, it's long enough. Let me get two teams now. It's long enough.
No, absolutely. Listen, man. Your dedication to the Bears over these years
Yeah.
has awarded you the chance to at least pick a
Yes.
playoff team. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
or an alternate team.
Yeah.
You know, I was just having the conversation because actually, you know, there's a lot of Chicago imports here in the Nashville area,
Yeah.
and I was like, you know what, man, even though like I'm not the biggest football guy, I was like, man, it feels cool to be in a city like Nashville because y'all team is decent. Like every year they
Yeah.
decent. Like they haven't been like trash. And it's cool to go to the stadium, see the game. Like I will admit that it'd be rat piss on cotton quiet when they be losing in the stadium. I ain't gonna lie to you. But they don't go too far over the top. When they be losing.
It'd be what?
It'd be rat piss on cotton quiet when they be losing. Like when the game get out of hand, like off top, like when it's like when it's like 14-3, they be like,
oh shit.
but hey, so soon as Derrick Henry get the ball, they in it. My man's 92 on the defense and 96. Yeah, they go crazy.
Okay.
So you know what I'm saying? But like they got the they just have a good team. I like the culture of the fans. Like the fans ain't like dickheads. Like they don't be out here going too fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's Tennessee. I don't expect that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, now if only we can get the Grizzlies to move to fucking like Nashville, we'd be in the house. But how are we supposed to be getting a Major League Baseball team?
Well, they said Nashville is one of the cities, if they do that, they're looking at like Portland. Excuse me, Nashville is one of them. I actually like, you know, you look at some cities and you wonder why they don't have this or that.
Yes.
Like, don't get me wrong. I think Portland, I ain't never been to Portland. I've never had an interest to go to Portland. Like, it's never been on my radar to go be like, shit, let me go and slide over to Portland.
Right.
So I've never understood why the NBA was like, let's go put a team in Portland.
No, facts. I agree with you.
Seattle, I can understand, and I can understand why they want to bring another team back to Seattle. Yeah. But like Portland and Utah are two places where I was like, why y'all put a team there?
Yeah, right.
But Nashville, Memphis, are places where I'm like, yo, why they ain't put no basketball team or no baseball team there? Then the Vancouver Grizzlies moved to Memphis, but Nashville got a hockey team.
Yeah. Shout out to the Preds, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? So I'm
caught my PK subbing, you know what I'm saying?
You got a sweater?
Jersey. No.
It's not a jersey, it's a sweater. They call it a sweater.
Yeah, well, you know what I'm saying? Hockey jersey, though. I got the real PK because, you know, they traded them.
Yeah, they did.
I was like, I got to get the black hockey player jersey, and I'm just going to get like a default the Preds joint.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, it's, Predators here, Titans here.
Yeah.
Something else is here too. I forget something else.
But they need a baseball team.
Yeah, you know that and the basketball team. I mean, even though I must admit, athlete pregnancies will go through the roof once they get a team here in Nashville.
Oh yeah,
because you know what I'm saying, they call it Nash Vegas. It's the bridesmaid capital of the world, of the U.S. for sure. So you already know the vibes. You know what I'm saying? So. It's a lot going on here. East Nashville is officially East Nasty. I heard that from white people. Okay. Yeah, it's up out here.
If it was 2008.
Yeah, man. But you know what? Vicariously though, I'm gonna work on a master plan here. There's a lot of cool little spots, and I like the view of the city. The skyline is really dope.
All right.
Yeah, and that's all to be continued.
Exactly. So moving on.
Yeah, absolutely. Super Bowl picks are in. Hey, shout to Aaron Donald, because why not? I mean, Aaron Donald is a human, like, you know, like he's superhuman to a degree.
Like, to your point, I never want to say I don't want somebody to win because I want this person to win because this person to be back.
Yeah.
Look at Dan Marino. Dan Marino went to the Super Bowl in his second year.
Yeah.
And mind you, I was 2, so you was 3.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I know that when they lost to San Francisco, Caps was like, oh man, they'll be back.
Right. Like, it's Dan Marino. Why wouldn't he be back?
He'll be back. Yeah, they'll be back.
Yeah,
Oh, they gonna make it back. It's Dan Marino.
right.
He's getting all the records, and then next thing you know, he retired and he never makes it back.
Yeah,
So
man.
I don't want to say that I want OBJ or Aaron Donald to win the Super Bowl because I think Cincinnati have a chance. Because shit, history proves that that might not happen.
Right.
With that being said, I would not mind if Aaron Donald were to win tonight. I got Cincinnati winning 37-34, but I would be cool if Aaron Donald and OBJ were to win a Super Bowl. And
Yeah.
I gotta ask this question,
Mhm.
especially like say for instance, you are Aaron Donald, right? Or you're OBJ. You've been in the league for a numerous amount of years, so your pension gonna be straight and all of that
Mhm.
shit.
Yeah.
If you were to win a title in the stage of their careers, how much would you think about retirement?
Man, true. Almost what 97%
I,
Fisher. Like, you know what I mean? It's one look, man, it's one of those things where once you win the Super Bowl and you've already put in your 8, 10, you know what I'm saying? Maybe with like whatever if you hit your Hall of Fame qualifying year
right.
and you win the Super Bowl, yeah, right. Like, hey, bro, hey,
Yeah.
you know what? Hey, it's been super real, but I'm gonna preserve the rest of my body and make some investments, and we'll do something else. Like, we can
Yeah.
do something else.
I was thinking about that because Aaron Rodgers won the NFL MVP.
Yeah.
His fourth and his second in a row.
Mhm.
And I was listening to Aaron Rodgers talk, and I was like, man, I think Aaron Rodgers thinking about retirement. That's
Yeah.
the way he talking. And I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm sitting there like, if I just won two straight, if I'm not Tom Brady,
Mhm.
because Tom Brady got a different mind state.
Oh, yeah.
I honestly
Absolutely.
believe Tom Brady ain't retired.
Hey, he waiting.
Right?
He waiting. He was like, "You know what? I really don't feel good after all them sacks in that game, but
But
but come August, if I'm decent."
basically, if the wife be like, "All right, I'm tired of you being in the house. Go play football again."
You
He
know?
gone. Like
Yeah.
seriously, I truly believe that he's going to irritate his model wife Giselle, and she gonna be like, "Fam, just get the fuck out the house. I know you want to go play. You've been staying in shape. I know it, fam. Just
Yeah.
this it.
You
It's
know what
the
I'm
last
saying?
year of your contract. This it though. All right, baby, thank you.
You
Thank
know what
you.
I'm
I
saying?
truly think that's gonna be the case because even the team has said, like rumors have stated that the team is like, I know he say he retired, but
Mhm. But week 6 though.
week six though, whatever our buy fall under,
Mhm.
take a look. Let's
Mhm.
because I don't think they bringing in some big time quarterback. Let's just put it like that. Like
Yeah.
Mitchell Trubisky is gonna fuck around and be the quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this year. And considering what we learned about Matt Nagy and how he didn't give a fuck about certain people,
Yeah.
Mitchell Trubisky will fuck around and go to Tampa Bay and be good or be bad. Ain't gonna be no
Yeah.
in between.
Yeah.
If he bad, oh shit, hey Tom,
Right. It's like, hey, oh, we need you.
we need
We
you,
got
fam.
some. All right, let's do it.
Yeah, because he's under contract with them. So I was thinking
Mhm.
about that, and to translate it into wrestling, right?
Mhm.
Like Tom Brady is like Ric Flair, motherfucker gonna be there.
Mhm.
But you look at some of these other wrestlers and shit, and most notably, like I talked about how I believe that Bianca Belair probably got 5-6 years left in the WWE
Right.
because I truly believe that she's going to be a star outside of it. Once they remake one of those black exploitation films and like a Cleopatra Jones or some shit like that, and they get
Mhm.
that shit to Bianca Belair, she the rock. And even Sasha Banks, like Sasha Banks got that shit with Star Wars. It was like, yo,
Mhm.
she don't need this shit no more.
Yeah. Right.
She in
Yeah.
Star Wars.
That was a
I
pretty big check.
Yeah, it's like I don't know how much beating on my body in one sport I could take after I've achieved a certain amount of success.
Yeah, man. And look, we've watched it too many times. I mean, if y'all don't know of any glaring ones that stick out to you, let's just go all the way back to Conor McGregor after that Mayweather fight. That's the most money he ever seen in his life times 10.
Man.
And keep in mind, he was the highest paid UFC fighter at the time. When he got that check, it was like, yeah, no, my hand broke.
Right.
My ankle hurt.
Oh, my ankle hurt. I just don't feel like it no more.
Yeah.
I know it.
And then after breaking his leg, you can't convince me. You can't convince me to go back now. Listen, Conor McGregor he will go down to people that know, he will go down as one of the greatest UFC fighters ever. But fam, you get a hot streak like he had, take the L, do Mayweather, take that L, but that $100 million L, then you come back to your sport, you break your leg, fam, you never see me again. Never seen me again. I'm like, all right, hey fam, no, hold. And I'm not even getting a tenth of no. Sorry.
Yeah. Like, I know we called The Rock Cocktail Pro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I don't mind The Rock leaving when he left, especially now. Like, look at The Rock. Look at The Rock post WWE. You can't make you can't even make that shit up. Mm-hmm. My man a part owner of a football league.
Yeah.
Like, you can't make that shit
up. Yeah, the Rock did everything that every superstar wrestler should do to avoid looking like the worst version of yourself at 47.
Man, hey.
You know what I mean?
And even John Cena, because I be watching Peacemaker, and I be looking at John Cena like, yo, I know he wish he would have did this earlier.
Mm-hmm. I seen the damn Rock in it I seen John Cena in the damn Hefty or Glad bag commercial, and I was like, oh, you're done because you're in a commercial for a garbage bag. Okay, right.
He's literally gonna be the special occasion guy.
Yeah,
like it's gonna be worse than The Rock with him. He's literally gonna be he's gonna come back when he got some shit to promote.
Yeah.
And it's depending on what he promoting.
Right. Because what's cool about John Cena is that it looks like he literally just got his SAG card. So he just taking gigs. Like The Rock taking blockbuster starring roles.
Man.
John Cena is just taking gigs. Like
y'all got a job.
Right.
I felt bad. It was something I read on the internet. I didn't see the full interview or whatever, but it was a meme. Somebody made it into like a little, little graphic. Mm-hmm. Talked about how John Cena was putting in work to try to be on in the Marvel movies.
Oh wow!
And they kept telling his as no, like nah, we straight. So you're right. Like this nigga just want a gig.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Niggas like us in 2010.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we just trying to get in the building. Trying to get on the elevator.
That's it. Oh, all right, damn, I ain't got that gig. Like, come on, man. You mean tell me I can't be Captain America?
Right. Like, yo, come on, man. I'm John Cena. Right?
Imagine if Triple H would have became Thor.
Yeah, hey, man. Right. I mean, the WrestleMania entrance would hit even harder.
Nigga, and it would have been
fucking Thor.
And it would have been once, because that motherfucker would have been gone.
Yeah,
like fuck that shit. Because Triple H was planning. I'm sure Triple H was planning his exit plan. Mm-hmm. Had his exit strategy going when he was in Blade 3.
Yeah. Damn, he was in Blade 3.
He was in Blade 3.
Yeah.
I know he was like, all right, cool, and he was pushing for Thor.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was nigga got the hair.
Yeah,
man, right. I ain't even got to grow shit.
Yeah, no, hey, absolutely. Hey, so when you see the dude that beat him out, he was like, okay, I get it. You know, like because if Triple H, like just thinking just in the auspice of just white thought and Thor, and then you got Triple H and who he was at the time. Somebody phenomenal in just like every way gotta beat fucking Triple H to beat Thor. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't Owen Wilson your way into that one with a 6-pack. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's like
Shout out to Batista Batista be taking gigs too.
Batista that was next.
Cab in the commercial.
See, that was next. But see, the difference with Batista, because he was the next one I was about to bring up.
Mm-hmm.
The difference with Batista, though, he came out the gate swinging and then start doing the little shit.
Mm-hmm.
But it was them random ass shit where you know he got a lot of money for. Like
Yeah.
you could tell, like he's in Guardian of the Galaxy.
Yes.
Like once you hit a Marvel movie, that's why Triple H was trying to be Thor before the Marvel shit, what we know now,
Mm-hmm.
became what it is now. So
Yeah.
Triple H is thinking, oh, I was in Blade, nigga.
Right. Like, yo, you gotta pick me.
You gotta pick me. You know, and Batista, on the other hand, is like they doing Guardians of the Galaxy, but Marvel is already Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
So him getting into that shit is like, oh shit.
Right.
And then you realize the movies he's been in and how much them shits grossed.
Yeah.
Like it's like I think he might, and I might be wrong in this. I might be hella wrong in this. But I'm only thinking this shit because of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you removed Fast and the Furious away from The Rock,
Mm-hmm.
Batista has grossed more than The Rock.
Yeah, that's possible. That's possible because the only big movies are Mummy Returns and Scorpion King. I said like that were like on that level. Because like no way Too Cool, Walking Tall, and fucking like,
all the movies he was skinny in.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The ones when he was 245. Like,
right. And the reason why I took out the Fast and the Furious franchise is because the Fast and the Furious franchise was already big.
Yes.
And then he joined them. The Guardians of the Galaxy was a brand new franchise within Marvel.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, shit. I hopefully this shit gonna pop.
Right.
You know, because only time we gonna see these niggas together is when they fighting Thanos.
Right.
It's like, oh, okay. So he helped build a franchise where The Rock jumped into a franchise.
Right. Yeah, it was already in a few B's when The Rock got there.
And now he don't want to be a part of it because because Vin Diesel be trying to sun his ass.
Right. It's like, hey, like fam, but I built this shit. What the fuck you talking
about? Right, I built this shit, fam. But I get it, Rock like fam. You're not gonna sun me because at the end of the day, I am the former WWE World Heavyweight Champion, fam. Man. And I'm a national champion. Like in some way, shape, or form, I was popping more than you.
Right.
You was doing what Boiler Room when I was a champ.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like,
hey, a lot of things are true in that argument.
Right. Multiple things can be true at the same time. So now, speaking of movies, and this is a great segue, ladies and gentlemen, because you listen to First Black Champ, we're going to have conversation within conversation. Now, the segue for all of this shit, my son likes a movie on Netflix called Main Event, right?
Okay.
Main Event stars some little black boy who's getting bullied. And his grandma's Tanisha Arnold. His daddy is some white guy. So I guess he's mixed.
Okay. Biracial child. Okay.
Yeah, biracial child. Shouts out to Mike McDaniel from the Miami Dolphins, who, you know.
All right.
No, he's kind of hard figuring out that his daddy is black, so he black. Instead of saying he's multiracial, that's another story.
You're multiracial, bro. It's only two.
Yeah,
You're not.
But he is the lie. Like when you look at the picture, he's like, "Oh, this nigga's like Logic." Okay, I get it. Anyway, but anyway, all right. So you know, what's my man name? Commander Aziz is in the movie. The Miz is in the movie.
Oh, okay.
Mia Yim is in the movie. Rick Boogs is in the movie.
Really?
Yeah. It's on Netflix right now. Sheamus, I think I said Sheamus. He's in the movie. A lot of WWE superstars in this movie, but there's one superstar that my son has gravitates to in the movie anytime he pops up is Smooth Operator.
Okay.
Now, Smooth Operator is Keith Lee.
Ah. Okay.
So that Smooth Operator, through Smooth Operator, my son became a big Keith Lee fan. So anytime that he see Keith Lee on WWE television, he stops because he's like, yo, Smooth Operator is Keith Lee. Now, I don't know if it's because my son is 7 going on 8. So he's just like, oh, okay. But I told my son on Wednesday, hey, yo, Keith Lee is debuting on AEW tonight because that's what the rumor was. This was before it started. 2 hours before it started.
Mhm.
He was going up the stairs. He said, "Wait a minute, what? Keith Lee?" I said, "Yeah, Keith Lee back. He gonna be on AEW tonight." "On AEW?" "Yeah."
Uh-oh.
He said, "Oh, all right." And he
Damn.
continued to walk up the stairs.
Oh no.
So I felt.
Hey,
Go
I
ahead.
get it though. I get it though. Continue. I get it.
Look, he's not had a good experience in watching AEW because he just be like, "Yo, what be going on here?"
Mhm.
So I'm like, "Fuck it, I'll watch Keith Lee myself."
Mhm.
So it was Isaiah Cassidy, one of the dudes from Private Party. Keith Lee, new music. His theme is better than any theme that he had in the WWE.
Yes, that
Let
is
me
a
just
fact.
say that. That theme is way better. So whoever did it, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, because the theme was good. Now, Keith Lee takes off his, his jacket. And, I'm like, all right, okay. I'm big, he big too. Like, this ain't that big of a difference, but let's see where it's going. And then he starts to wrestle. I'm like, all right, cool. Keith Lee, we got some Keith Lee shit back. And I don't know whether to blame AEW, TBS,
Mm.
or whoever produces the match, if they have a producer. I don't know who to blame.
Mm.
But that match went maybe 5 minutes too long.
Maybe 5 minutes too long.
Honestly, this match really should have been a squash match.
Mm.
It should have been about 2 minutes long at the most.
Well, I have a theory towards that, so please continue.
Yeah. And part of the reason why I believe that match went a little bit too long is more that Keith Lee looked tired after that, like during that match.
Mm.
Now, Keith Lee had just got married a couple of days ago.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a lot of celebration, a lot of fucking.
Go hard.
Yeah, it's
Go
a lot
hard.
of fucking, a lot of celebration and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Take some time off for that. Oh, shit. Tired. Now I got to go wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that he's probably been in ring practicing. Or maybe it was the adrenaline and being in front of a crowd for the first time in such a long time.
Mm-hmm.
At least 90 days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I say that to say this. Boy, Keith Lee looked terrible compared to what he's looked like.
Yeah.
Now,
and that's all you can go by.
And that's all we could go by. And this is no diss to Keith Lee. I said he looked terrible compared to when we saw him. And I won't even say when we saw him last.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say when we saw him before he got sick.
Mm-hmm.
And he was taken off television. We thought it was something else. Turns out he said it was sick. That he was sick. He was dealing with some health issues, some of which he thought he wasn't going to make it.
Right.
So I look at that match and I text you this. I came away like, man, yeah, he did just get married this weekend. Damn, he ain't been in the ring in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So damn, he look like me out there. And because of that, I think the fans is gonna love him regardless. They're gonna wish he was back. And AEW fans don't really give a fuck as long as they see you.
Yeah. AEW fans don't give a fuck about the product. To be real, they just mad. They just glad that they're somewhere else.
Right there, you
wrestling.
go. Yeah, bingo. Motherfucker could have did a split and pop locked. And like, yo, my name is Lee Keith. And they were like, oh, Keith Lee back.
Yeah.
Right. And WWE do the same shit. And they're like, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
But I came away from the Keith Lee match, his first match at AEW, a bit disappointed at what I saw. Mm-hmm. And that's why I led with maybe the match went on too long and they didn't save the match and Keith Lee from himself. It was a text that I saw from one of my homies in St. Louis who said, damn, he looks better than ever. And I said, no, and I deleted the thread. In my head, I was like, no, he don't.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. He didn't.
Because he don't even look like Keith Lee in the Indies. He don't look like Keith Lee when he first started in NXT. He don't look like Keith Lee when he hit his stride. He don't look like Keith Lee at the Survivor Series, which you can probably say that was the best Keith Lee looked in the WWE ring.
Yes, facts.
That ain't him.
No.
What I saw
No.
Wednesday, I saw a man who was tired, and that match should have been a squash match. He literally should have came in, did the pounce, threw a nigga in the sky, did his finisher,
Hmm.
and then did that.
See, I get you, but I understand why it didn't happen. I understand. I definitely understand why it didn't happen because you look back to Keith Lee before the illness that sidelined him for a while, right? Keith Lee isn't an attraction or he isn't someone you want to see because he has squash matches. Keith Lee is somebody you want to see because he really get his shit off to be over 300 pounds.
You're right.
So um it's funny how it was a squash match, but it wasn't against Chris Brown in 2003, Private Party member. Because he made him look really good. You know what I'm saying? From the immediate throw to just catching them and throwing it. It was like, I was like, okay,
The
bet.
scream
Yeah,
and
you know what I'm
shit.
saying? Like fresh out the Run It video, Mr. Private Party comes out there and he makes Keith Lee look like he's a fucking animal. But at the same time, though, the moves, I'll give it to you, they don't hit like they did 2 years ago,
Yeah.
3 years ago, because we're in 2022 now. And I agree with you on the terrible act because even I just thought about it even as I watched it because the entire video is on YouTube, guys. So you can go and see it for yourself from the intro all the way to the last bell to the outside whatever melee that took place. Keith Lee was literally made to look as great as possible, but you can go to 5 moments in general that you remember from Keith Lee from NXT to that brief main roster stint to the Survivor Series. No matter what, just pick 5 moments. He looked better in all of those compared to that. Like that one is number 6.
Right.
No matter what you have going on, and that is unfortunate. 348 pounds. Maybe he needs to be 300. Just maybe 305. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe that's it. We
320.
like, you know what I'm saying? He never really went into detail as far as like what the condition is, what the effects were. So we don't know what it's affecting, but I could just only imagine. I mean, hey man, look, I'm already in my 40s, but as 2 guys that will become middle-aged this year for sure, carrying around a lot of weight is like the last thing you want on your mind. And Keith Lee is in his mid-30s like, at this point.
Look, who am I to talk? That's why I said he looked like me.
Yeah. So you know, it's I mean, but congrats to him for even just getting in there and getting a chance to do what you love. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, though, I mean, this is another one of those things where if AEW fans and stands kept it super real, you like that the move happened, but you gotta ease up that brake, you gotta ease up that gas on Vince though, because if that's the product that AEW is getting, he can deal without that.
And that's a big thing right there. Now, before I go any further, if you listen to this pod regularly, you know how much I like Keith Lee.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also the man that said that he wasn't going to make it out of 2021 in WWE.
Yeah.
I also said that he would be a bigger star in another brand than he was in WWE. And that's saying a lot because most people mid-tier are bigger stars than people in AEW.
Yeah.
But I feel that because of who Keith Lee is, his charm, he could talk, he's black, he has everything needed for somebody not WWE to grab him and become a big star within your company and be a mainstream attraction. I believe that if 2 people in AEW got that, it's Keith Lee and Adam Cole. Always said that. With that being said, this is why this is why I would have rather it been a squash than trying to exhibit the shit that he used to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because we know he can do that.
Mm-hmm.
The other part about that is don't give the fans too much. Just give them piece by piece, because also he has to knock out that ring rust.
Yeah.
And honestly, you are building a different audience. And then the third, and more importantly, if they don't push Keith Lee to the moon, something's wrong.
Mm.
And pushing Keith Lee to the moon is not putting him in a TNT championship tournament. Let me say that now. It's not.
I was waiting to see how we get there.
Yeah, okay. It's not. It's not. Now I watched AEW a little bit more after that.
Mm-hmm.
Most notably, the Sammy Guevara, Pride and Powerful in the circle shit.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I think Santana, when he grabbed Chris Jericho by the mouth, that shit just felt like, fuck you, MAGA motherfucker. Like, it was, I want to commend Santana for doing that. Not because I don't like Chris Jericho, because he MAGA. I don't give a fuck about his politics.
Mm-hmm.
He's still one of my favorite wrestlers of all time.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm always cool with people grabbing motherfuckers, not by...
not by the neck, but by
not
the
by
face.
The neck, but by the face. Motherfucker, like, when you grab somebody by the neck, that's one thing, and that's still dangerous.
Yeah, that's man, I'll fucking kill you.
Right. But grabbing somebody by the cheekbone, jaw, mouth shit, where this shit right here, that inner going the motherfucker around like this.
That's shut the fuck up when I'm talking to you.
Right. He did that shit to Chris Jericho. I said, oh shit. This is real. Like, this is real a little bit. This is real a little bit. Because nigga been in that position got to understand, like, what this means right here. Shut the fuck up. Like, so, and even like when Chris Jericho would say some shit and Santana looked dead in the camera on some fourth wall shit. Like, see this nigga? Like, so this is why Pride and Powerful. First of all, they need to drop the name, because I still hate the name Pride and Powerful.
Yeah.
But second of all, this is why I believe Santana and Ortiz is the best tag team in AEW. They just ain't allowed them to do what they do. Because that right there is this is some cultural shit. Yeah. This is right here is reserved for cultural and Roadhouse. Like that. This right here is reserved for a whole different type of person. But then Sammy Guevara says, basically, y'all got to get y'all shit together. I'm gonna leave. He drops his vest and he leaves. And I was like, man, they better not lame my man Sammy Guevara out.
Yeah, man.
They better not lame him out. Cause I like Sammy Hill better than I like Sammy Face.
Hey man, you can't be called the Spanish God and be a face, bro.
Yeah, unless you're a gigolo. Yeah, unless you're a gigolo face. Like, he got to have 3 holes on him in order for him to work as a face for me.
Yeah, man.
But with that being said, you can't have face Sammy Guevara go up against face Keith Lee.
Yeah.
And I don't even want that. If Lance Archer is out here getting title shots and Texas Hangman matches or whatever they call that shit, Texas Death matches, then we need Keith Lee versus Adam Hangman Page. Now it looks like they're probably going to be going to Adam Hangman Page to Adam Cole. I mean, Adam Hangman Page versus Adam Cole at the Revolution pay-per-view. Yeah. And what I hope is that happens and Adam Cole takes the belt from him. Because this has probably been as underwhelming as a championship reign that I've seen in a while. More underwhelming than what y'all motherfuckers think Big E's title reign was. Ain't nobody talking about Adam Hangman Page as the champion. That motherfucker just holding the belt.
That's the only champion not even posted weekly on social media. Shout out to Trevor Murdoch. But
lost last night.
Yeah, I know. But that's why we shout my man.
So we gotta shout him out.
But yeah, man. Hangman Adam Page. I mean, look. This is, again, indie darlings supporters and all of you just anti everybody but AEW, look, they gave Mr. Khan gave y'all what y'all wanted, and you still didn't fuck with it. You still ain't fuck with it. And you can't say, oh, they waited too long. Company ain't been up 4 years. ain't been up 4 years. Ain't been up 4 years. And he in the top 10 of champions. Like he's one of the first, like when they do the stats, like 30 years down the line, because I do want AEW to stay in business, but 30 years down the line, when they're celebrating the anniversary, they're going to look at Hangman Adam Page as one of the first champions to hold this belt.
Wait a minute, Kemp. He's a pillar.
Right. He's a pillar. He's a pillar. And what y'all showed is that his title reign is going to be one that's going to be looked over. He's going to be on the montage that's just showing people for 2 seconds. He was like, cowboy shit. That's going to be his whole fucking montage. That's going to hit him in the montage.
It's like
Chris Jericho's still going to be long as fuck.
Right. It's like Andre the Giant when he beat Hulk Hogan and sold the belt to $1 Million Man. Like 2 minutes later.
Yeah, man. So
that's how long your montage going to be.
So I mean, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, so look, if we learned anything, and I hope Khan and Rhodes have learned, fuck these fans, man. Give them what you think is the best wrestling decision. Stop listening to these motherfuckers. Because look what they did to y'all company the last 2 quarters.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, with that being said, just to bring it full circle with Keith Lee shit. Like, again, I truly believe that they got to push Keith Lee to the moon.
Yeah.
You can't do Keith Lee like you did Miro.
Yeah.
Where you gave him some weird-ass storyline about, you know, him being a friend of somebody's and then, oh, man, they fucked up my arcade game. They're about to whoop everybody's ass. Like, and this is not only just for Keith Lee. The fact that a lot of people who started in AEW contracts might not be renewed because they're bringing in more people. Here's the finesse here, first of all. Here's the finesse here. They knew that shit was going to happen when they started 2-3 years ago. We're going to start with this group. We're going to make this shit hot. They going to want to come over. They going to have to go. Unless any of them become major stars. Part of the reason why the Adam Hangman Page title shit don't work is because there's a difference between going over on somebody and somebody going over you. Adam Hangman Page don't go over Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan is going to go over you regardless.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially if you beat him. Well, you do a draw first. So it's like, oh, man, he's even with this guy right here. So basically, you're saying that your champion is trying to get to the level of this other man. Right. And then he finally beats him, but it's not really still in convincing fashion.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan comes back, and now he's talking to CM Punk. Like, man, at first I wanted to wrestle you, but now I wanted to connect to try to build up these other folks over here. Meanwhile, you beat him, and then you get your ass beat by somebody who just be in and out of AEW in the first place.
Yeah.
He's had a feud with Mox. He's had a feud with Cody. Now he's having a feud with you. He's lost all of those feuds, fam.
Right.
So it's like, give me somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's I think just reality is slapping everybody in the face because, you know, they did everything happened that was supposed to happen, right? The guys that were supposedly be so much better than the roster that was the WWE, and that's NXT, SmackDown, Raw, everything, right? If they had TV time, they had network TV time on the cable station, and the billionaires behind them, and if they had the chance to do high profile matches, you would see that these guys are better than these guys. And sorry, but we're not seeing it. We're seeing really good moments in time because but we knew 7 years ago Daniel Bryan has great matches. We knew that with anybody. That was never in question. Like Daniel Bryan's not in AEW to prove himself. He's there to make everybody else look legit. But the problem is when you're the guy coming in to do that, that literally means that they're not better than you.
Bingo.
Yeah, like they're not like that means you are the guy. Like it's no different. You think of any sport. When LeBron goes to your team, everybody's better. When he leaves your team, you struggling to get the 9th seed, and that don't make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know what I'm saying? They traded a team around Kobe 3 times because Kobe ain't the problem. Everybody else was.
It's Mush Parker.
Yeah, like fam, like, and that's what's happening. So now Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, Adam Cole, Keith Lee. You're right, Bang. The next pay-per-view, well, within the next 3 pay-per-views, Adam Cole versus Keith Lee for the AEW title needs to happen. Because what the fuck else is y'all doing?
And because of what happened at the end of the match with him and Lance Archer, where everybody was bloody and shit, so it's like, yo, we love doing matches where everybody get bloody. Adam Cole came out and put the belt on his shoulders, like, hey. So more than likely, we're about to get that. But then you know why that looks funny in the light to me? That looked funny in the light to me because Adam Cole lost his feud with Orange Cassidy, basically.
Yeah.
So he loses and get moved up to a title match? Don't make no sense to me. It does not make sense to me at all.
Man. See, look, like, hey, you know what? There's becoming a thing in wrestling called being too concerned about the work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because shit's starting to not make sense. Like, we can't be so much about the work that we're not getting continuity, right? Because that was what the WWE was having as far as storytelling. They got the same problem. We doing win-loss records, but you can lose a feud, but then get elevated. So get rid of the win-loss records. Like there's so there's so much going on. Like it's so much going on with old school wrestling territory, 90s WCW, and but then trying to repackage it and revamp it to now, that we need to stick to one idea. Stick to one idea and let's move forward with it. Because that's why there is so much good, but yet so much confusion. I won't even say bad. I'll just say confusion. There's good and there's confusion in AEW because of this carousel of we have the talent, right? But we're trying to use the casual fan talent, who is also just top tier talent, to pour into our guys who we believe are there or almost there. But now even the eye test, the litmus test, the story, like Hangman Adam Page didn't get y'all no new sponsors. I ain't seen them in no commercials. Y'all ain't got him doing the game shows and none of that shit. Like, so obviously, like this was for the internet. This was for wrestling Twitter. And now and nobody in their life or mind can say that he's even a better champ than Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. Like, he's not better than Carmelo Hayes in NXT. Like, he's not doing better than Braun Breaker. Like your top tier talent, who's also your flagship champion, your main champion, can't be under the mid card and the women is in other federations. It's just not supposed to be that way.
And the other thing about that is you're putting too much on MJF's shoulders for him not to get a damn title shot. They about to do him the same way that they did him in the Chris Jericho shit. He beats Chris Jericho. Yeah. See, Chris Jericho, I want a rematch. Yeah. No, I don't want to give you a rematch. Yeah. And you do whatever you can to get a rematch. They doing the same thing with CM Punk. I don't give a fuck how he did it.
Yeah.
He beat CM Punk in Chicago. It's like, I want a rematch. No. And then all this shit is going to lead to is Wardlow and MJF breaking up and them get into a match. No. there should have been a situation already where MJF should have been the AEW World Heavyweight Champion.
Mm-hmm.
And that shit is irritating as hell to me. But back to Keith Lee. Because right now, Keith Lee is he's now in the ladder match for a future TNT Championship title shot. Mm-hmm. And that's the other thing that's irritating to me. It's like, and I've said this before, the TNT Championship is like oh man, we just brought this motherfucker up in here.
Mm-hmm.
Let him fight that person. It's like, let me get somebody. That's like Ali. You know, the WWE finally gives Ali what he wants.
Mm-hmm. And
then they go, yeah, we're breaking the forbidden door. Mm-hmm. We got a new wrestler coming. And then on TBS, you know, Dynamite, here comes Ali. Yeah, I challenge you, Sammy Guevara. That's how it's like everybody enters this motherfucker. Like they challenge for the TBS or the TNT Championship.
Mm-hmm.
That's to me not supposed to happen to Keith Lee.
I get you.
Keith Lee, give him a couple of vignettes. Because that's what another thing that's missing. That's missing to AEW for me.
Yeah.
What a vignette set.
Yeah,
let the motherfucker talk his shit before he actually beats somebody up.
Because they actually got good character over there.
Yeah, they do.
Like some guys just need it for you to understand why they even come out to the ring like that.
Right, give me a couple of vignettes. After Revolution, whoever wins that shit, they get their ass beat by Keith Lee, and then he do that shit. And that's it. I just hope that Keith Lee doesn't end up like Miro. He doesn't end up like some of these other people that have ended up in AEW with high hopes to never see those hopes, and then they just be playing in the back. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not gonna put a Christian in this case because I believe Christian's like, yo, this is it for me anyway. Mm-hmm. So I ain't trying to do all that shit, you know. Right. So let me help put over some of these young cats, and I'm cool.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you know, Leo Rush, who's there now, he's gone. Let's look at Jay Lethal. Like, what is Jay Lethal doing?
Right.
In that motherfucker after going up for the TNT Championship? Like, Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks to me is somebody that should have been a star in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just holding that FTW championship like it's the world championship, but not really doing anything. Like, Powerhouse Hawk.
I'm sorry, and Ricky Starks is better than Adam Hangman Page. He's a lot better than him.
Right. Don't get me wrong, you know, Hobbs, Powerhouse Hobbs. Mm-hmm. You still irritated me with your tweets, you know, when it came to Tony Khan, but after speaking with Jonathan Hood, I totally understand it now. I feel a little bit differently than I felt, you know, when I first saw those tweets and mm-hmm. all of that shit. With that being said, though, like, fam, you just be playing the back.
Yeah.
Looking like with the grimace face. Like with the Bell's palsy face. It's like,
oh no.
That's it. Like, that's all Powerhouse Hobbs do. And what's crazy is you have a Keith Lee and Powerhouse Hobbs.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that you don't need more than one of those.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is you have somebody that you could have pushed to the moon before Keith Lee got there.
Yeah.
But Powerhouse Hobbs, it seemed like to me, is cool. Is good enough for him. He's just good enough at, you know, fixing his face, wearing overalls, spray painted, and mean coats. He's good with that. And Tim, if he's cool with that, I'm cool with that.
Right.
I don't want that for Keith Lee though.
Mm-hmm.
Push him to the moon. If you do not get a talent like Keith Lee,
mm-hmm.
and don't push him to the moon, what do you have him for? It'd be the same reason why people accuse the WWE for picking up these indie talents and then hoarding them. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be the same shit. Because Keith Lee, I'm sorry, he don't need to be in no ladder match going up against 4 other people for a chance to go up against Sammy Guevara.
Yeah.
Not Keith Lee.
Yeah, that's whack. That's whack. Like, really listening to it, like, obviously, like, when you watch the program, like, yeah, it's supposed to be for that. But, like, when you really sit and hear it, it's like, yeah, what the fuck is Keith Lee doing that for?
Yeah.
Like, that's not reserved for somebody like him. I mean, shit, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, that is reserved to somebody like a Miro, because he still is missing that piece. And we got to stop treating Miro and Rusev like Lana wouldn't think the thing that was making that engine go, though, man.
Yeah.
Like, we really got to, again, I know managers aren't a thing in wrestling like that anymore, but you're literally looking at talent that needs it.
Yeah.
Like, there's too many men and women that obviously everybody wants to get over and be the champ and be in high profile matches and pay-per-views and all that. But some of it is because you just don't have the sauce by yourself. Like, the recipe ain't done yet. But Keith Lee's recipe is done. And I think that you are absolutely right about AEW needs to push him to the moon. And really, my guarantee to you this week, and I'm just going to get to it now, is that, look, everybody prepare for AEW's focus to be about making money. I think that a lot of things that have happened over the last 6 months specifically have let them know, okay, wait a minute. This ain't like us pandering and catering and listening ain't working out. Like, look at the press alone in the last 5 to 6 months of surrounding AEW. Shit ain't lit. And now, and now you got a situation where they admit, like, yeah, at first it was, no, we're going to sign everybody. We wouldn't do this to people in the pandemic. To now it's like, well, we didn't want to move forward with the contract. See, that's what you get for trying to explain to motherfuckers how to run your business that they ain't even tried to fucking run. So, yo, be prepared for AEW to be all about business and making money, which is what they should be about, because that's what's good for the wrestlers too.
Yeah.
Like y'all do actually want $2 billion wrestling organizations, because that does mean even the indie cats might even start making at least 5 figures to wrestle matches instead of about 500.
Yeah, right. Depending on who you are.
Right.
So yeah, I just push that man to the moon, man. That and others like him.
Yeah.
Like, is there gonna be other people that leave? And
Yeah.
because now they have another place to go. It ain't now leaving. Let me say this and then we move on.
Mhm.
At first, it was leaving because I don't necessarily like the WWE.
Yeah.
It went from that to the micromanaging to I want another opportunity, because now you look at these people and they got a strong ass TV deal and all of that shit too.
Mhm.
Now I think now AEW is at the point where, like, going to AEW is at the point where you're going there not because you hate WWE. You're going there because you just want to be somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like, when Ric Flair left for the WWE, he ain't fuck with Jim Herd.
Right.
He still fucked with WCW.
Mm-hmm.
He just didn't fuck with a few people there.
Right.
When he came back, though, he came back in a better position for him. But as he said, I made more money in the WWE the first time around than I ever made in all of those years at Crockett Promotions.
Wow. Wow.
But he still fucked with Crockett Promotions.
Right.
He just didn't fuck with, they sold the company to Turner and they put Jim Herd in that bitch, and Jim Herd trying to make baby WWF.
Mm-hmm.
Ding dongs and want Ric Flair to change his name and all of that shit. Like, nigga, you tripping.
Right. I think I'm Ric Flair.
Right, Ric Flair, I made this name. But what ended up happening? He came back.
Mm-hmm.
Arn Anderson came back. There's numerous people who went and floated back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't necessarily because they didn't like the company. It's like, yo, I got options now. Key word is options. So AEW is, to me now, instead of I hate WWE and pulling that narrative, it's I like this option better than I like the other options. And that's cool.
Yes.
Like, Daniel Bryan is the I like this option, and Christian are the two I like this options better than what I am right now because I get to cook. Boom. That ushers in the others who's like, look, my contract is running out. You know what? I'm going to slide on over to here.
Right.
That's cool. With that being said, There's some people who you have to just push them and put them in the main event slot.
Yeah.
And you should have slots.
Yeah.
When Ric Flair went and signed with the WWF, you didn't see Ric Flair wrestling for the Intercontinental Championship.
Right. Yeah. There was no Tito Santana feud. And there was no match against Coco Beware. Right.
Right. It wasn't Ric Flair versus Rugged Ronnie Garvin because 2 years ago it worked.
Right.
And they're used to each other. It wasn't that.
Right.
It wasn't that at all. It was Ric Flair's coming over. Oh, you bringing that belt too? We're world champion? Oh, let's go.
Right.
When Arn Anderson them popped up, you put them in the title. You put them with Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Right.
Logical sense. You put them in the feud with your best tag team.
Yeah.
The Hart Foundation.
I like how you said that. I'm sorry about Ric Flair. Ric Flair even came in with the aura of like, there's only certain matches that I'm even supposed to be in over here. Like, fam, hold on. No, we're not doing snooker on primetime wrestling. We're not doing that. Like, fam, Hogan, Warrior, Macho Man. That's where we starting.
Right. We gon' and Roddy Piper.
Yes, and Piper, yes. Because Piper's Piper.
Yeah, Piper's Piper. We gonna do these jobber matches on TV though.
Right.
But as far as like feuds and shit go, like we're not doing Ric Flair versus Tito Santana, fam.
Yeah, right. Like the jobber matches were strictly for the belt, by the way. Like, let's not get it twisted.
Yeah.
No, everybody knew who Ric Flair was. That was the jobber matches was to let you know, no, he really got the belt, bro. Like,
he's
here.
We
gotta show you, yeah.
Like, he's here. We put him on television. His ratings. That's what that shit was.
Yeah.
But when he was talking this shit, he was Hogan.
Right. Not paying attention to shit else going on.
I'm the real world's champion. That's what that shit was. AEW bring in people on the other side, and it's like, just put him up against Sammy Guevara.
Yeah.
Just go put him up against Private Party. No.
Yeah, man.
No. Stop that shit, fam. Like, stop that shit when, if all of y'all clamoring about Big E. If Big E were to leave the WWE and go to AEW, y'all not pushing him to the moon, y'all making a mistake. And and what they're gonna do is they're gonna call him Ator Langston. No, they're gonna mix his real name with his first name, and then after that is like, yo, he's going up against Sammy Guevara for the TNT Championship in his debut. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, man.
Who your champ?
Right.
Like, matter of fact, if I was a wrestler, that's how I literally come in there. If I was somebody like a Big E or a Keith Lee or a Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins, and you go over there, like, my first promo would be like, man, who y'all champ over here? And then they'd be like, Adam Hangman Page. Like, oh, he the champ over here? Oh man, give me him tonight.
Right,
give me him tonight. You challenging our world champion? Yeah. Give me him tonight. And you can literally have whoever your authority figure is, or Tony Khan be like, nah, that's not how we do business over here. And then you be like, nah, that's how y'all used to not do business.
Like, fam, what are you gonna do here?
You think I'm coming over here? You think I'm coming over here to wrestle Jungle Boy? Let me get this straight. Me, Keith Lee. Y'all want me to come wrestle Jungle Boy? That's not how we doing it. I come here to wrestle your best. Your best is either your world champion or Jungle Boy. And it can't be Jungle Boy because he doesn't have the belt. And how many times have he wrestled for the championship? Well, none. Once. Okay, that's it? Yeah, I'm not wrestling him. Right. Give me him. I want him. And I'm not fighting in no match to get into another match for a chance.
Right, for the match.
For the match. That's not how this works. If you want me to be here, you're going to give me whoever your world champion is. I don't want the dude that's the librarian. I want him. Like, I'll wrestle Britt Baker before I wrestle some of these cats.
Hey, and to your point, Bang, that's exactly what should have happened with Adam Cole. Where Adam Cole was when he left NXT, nah. I need to be in the title match tonight. Like, my debut needs to be the title match.
Yeah.
You be like, look, it's been a late scratch.
Right.
I don't give a fuck what you say. But yo, no way my music hit and it's not for the world title.
Right. And then you know what Tony Khan could do? I'm writing the script for y'all right now. You know what Tony Khan could do? Nah, man, that's not how we do business over here. Okay, that's not how y'all do business? I bet. But your champ wrestling tonight for the title, right? Yeah. Who is he wrestling? Well, you know what? Since you said it, Jungle Boy, you versus Adam Hangman Page tonight. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, that's how we going. All right, cool. And then Adam Hangman Page come out first in the main event.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start playing Jungle Boy's music, whatever that shit is, and then he doesn't come out. And then you start playing it again, and he doesn't come out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's going on with y'all? Oh, we got some commotion in the back. Throw that motherfucker on the goddamn garage opener. Bow, the garage, the steel garage, boom.
Right.
Then have whoever's the backstage reporter. Wait a minute, Keith Lee, what are you doing? This is the person they was about to give a title shot to. So
Right.
I see y'all in the ring. Next thing you know. And you can continue teasing that match because Tony Khan could come out and be like, nah, this is how, you know what, fuck it. At Revolution, it's going to be Keith Lee versus Adam Hangman Page. He doesn't even touch the ring in wrestling somebody until March 6th.
Hey, I get you. And take out everybody that's supposed to get a title shot every week.
Man, every week. Like, yo.
Be like, no, I'm getting the next shot.
That he's not wrestling anybody until he wrestles me.
Yeah.
So now you supposed to wrestle Christian?
Yeah, okay.
Bing.
Right. Like, yeah, okay.
Right.
We'll see.
But Luchasaurus, he's bigger. So it's not going to be that easy as throw a motherfucker up in the steel garage. It's like, nah, the warehouse garage is, it's actually a tussle back and forth, but then you eventually whip his ass.
Yeah. And then what happens with every wrestling program? You're taking out our roster. Give me the match. Like, do you not want to have a roster or do you want to give me the match?
Hey, do you not want to have a program?
Right.
What are we doing here? I came from the top organization and you about to give me peanuts? No, I don't want your TNT championship. I want your world championship. You're going to give me the match. Simple. I'm not wrestling for a chance to wrestle for. That's not how we do things here.
Right.
And what I mean by we, I mean me. Turn that W upside down. Me don't do that here. Me wrestle your best. And I don't even respect your best. This match is going to be quick. This is not going to be one of your 20-minute Dave Meltzer ass 5-star matches. It will be a 5-star ass whooping. It's not going to be a 5-star match. It's going to be a 5-star ass whooping. You're going to give me your world champion. I'm going to beat his ass. I'm going to take his belt. I'm going to put it over my shoulder. And I'm going to come out every week and continue to beat your best until my contract runs out.
Right.
And you gave me a 2-year contract. So for 2 years, everybody that you consider to be the best is getting their ass beat. Thank you.
Hey, there it is. Done and done.
That's how it will go. I just wrote your script for you.
Bing.
Execute. First black champ.
Us.
Speaking of black champs, hey man, just really want to shout out real quick. Naomi.
Yeah.
See, this is how This is when the internet, especially Black Twitter, proves everyone right
Mm,
about how the WWE or its writers, I don't know,
mhm,
has been holding back one of their best talents.
mhm,
This Friday on SmackDown, I ain't got to tell you it. Camp ain't got to tell you it.
mhm,
But you already got a match of the year candidate in the WWE
mm,
on national TV because Charlotte and Naomi, just look at the social media clips.
mhm,
They put on a clinic. And even though Naomi did not take home the belt,
mhm.
the match was so good to where you went into the match like, oh, they just giving her some random ass title shot. To yo, they gonna give her the belt? And you end up getting, a Sonya Deville, jumping. Ronda Rousey comes in, saves Naomi's day. So the black side of Ronda Rousey, taking it back to the Mike McDonald multiracial shit.
Right.
Since Ronda Rousey granddaddy is black, sister went to go help another sister.
You know
Hey,
what I'm
girl,
saying?
hey. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
And now at Elimination Chamber, we're going to have Ronda Rousey and Naomi versus Sonya Deville and Charlotte Flair in a tag team match. Your thoughts?
First of all, one, we don't need this, right? I mean, really, yeah, we just don't need this. I don't understand why we are sandbagging Naomi versus Sonya Deville. Like, I don't know why we're drawing out that. Like, am I missing something? And I love both of those women, by the way.
You
But
do. You do.
I don't know why we're dragging this out. Like, they can get this over with in 3 weeks on SmackDown. Like, why do we need this?
I will say this. I definitely do not have no idea why we still continue with Sonya Deville versus Naomi. It almost seemed kind of racist to me as
Okay.
far as Sonya Deville versus Naomi. It feels like she's holding it back because she's black.
Hey, that's the only thing that hasn't been said. I don't like the way she's been pointing out Glow either. I don't like how she's been putting it out.
That man, it just don't feel right. But nah, this feud should have been over 3 months ago.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and obviously we know we're not getting Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey and anything but WrestleMania. So again, like, we don't need this. This don't make sense.
Maybe the people in Saudi Arabia want to see Ronda Rousey. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, what would have made more sense, honestly, is a fatal 4-way for the title. A fatal 4-way for the title where Naomi just looks great again, but Charlotte wins the match.
And they wasn't gonna Kofi this situation, whereas Naomi does so good to where you have to put her in the three, like make it a 3-way. It's not gonna be that. And I don't think they're gonna do it. Like, it's gonna be rematches galore for WrestleMania Backlash.
Mm-hmm.
And I even hate that they kept the WrestleMania on this shit. Like,
yeah, man.
This just Backlash, ladies and gentlemen. Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. But anyway, yeah, like, it's not like she's gonna get it. Like, it's not like she's gonna win, and then they put Naomi against whoever wins, Ronda Rousey or Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's still Charlotte Flair, and that's that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm on record. I don't have a problem with that because what's the not even the narrative, the fact of the last 2 years or so or longer, and I'm just saying 2 years for y'all to be in recent memory, when match of the year has come up as regards to women's matches, half the time, if not a little bit more, it's been because Charlotte Flair was in the match.
Yes.
So you don't, no matter how the crowd reacts, you don't pivot from that. You don't pivot from that fact. So I'm glad that Naomi and Charlotte did what they did on SmackDown, because that's dope, and I do think that does help Naomi's case out some. But then again, to me, that's why you put a Naomi on Raw, have her beat Becky Lynch, because you know she puts on better matches than the champ. But that's me, and I don't know what's going on in their home life, so I'm just gonna stay out of it, keep everybody on the same brand.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. I mean, just going back to the match in general and how like it's you can very rarely see a bad match from Naomi too.
Yeah,
So I
even the
mean,
short ones are at least entertaining.
yeah. So I think a lot of that is going to be very interesting on how they do this and how they pivot Naomi, because for this feud to go on so long with Naomi versus an authority figure, something has to be in the cards for Naomi, and maybe, just maybe, her going over against a Charlotte Flair would be just that. I just don't think, and this is just history for me. I don't see them letting a Naomi go over against a Charlotte Flair. Am I wrong for thinking that?
No, you're not. You're not wrong for it, because you're. I mean, you're just a. You're just a savvy wrestling watcher. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just being real. I think. I mean. Okay. Can Naomi win the belt and still drop it by WrestleMania so Charlotte can do what she does against Ronda Rousey? Yes. But doesn't that become the ultimate disservice to Naomi when you do that?
Because she becomes a transitional champion because she's going to drop the belt again.
And she's better than that, even especially for what would be the third SmackDown Women's title run.
Yeah, that is true.
So you dig? I mean, I honestly, really right now is that Naomi is like, hey, remember when y'all thought all that shit they was talking about me on Twitter was cap? Nah, this is proof it ain't.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, look, we might as well just go ahead and get to these Elimination Chamber predictions because that's next week.
Oh, damn, that is right.
Jesus. Yeah, that is next week. And we might as well go ahead and get to these predictions because it kind of go along with some of the stuff we was talking about. And then plus, the last match I'm going to talk about, and this is one that I have to get my thoughts off on. So let's start with, matter of fact, let's start with Ronda Rousey and Naomi, the sisters versus Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville. You know, 2022 Harlem Heat versus Charlotte Flair. In a tag team match at Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia. Oh, fun fact, did you know Elimination Chamber is called No Escape in Germany?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they just went with I think it's because of...
Yeah,
because of Walter and them.
Yeah, I was like, I literally went to my history book to be like, ooh, No Escape, huh?
Yeah, they think that's because of Walter and them.
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. So who you got in that match?
I mean, hey, look, man. Ronda Rousey is Terminator 2. So Terminator 2 is going to win the match.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this and what better way but win at Saudi Mania 8. And just look good on the way to WrestleMania because you haven't really won a match that looked great yet. Again, you know.
Yeah. They're not letting Ronda Rousey take an L in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Like that's just not gonna happen. So I do got Ronda Rousey and Naomi over Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville. And Sonya Deville's taking the pin here. That's the reason why she's in this match too. She's taking the match because she's in this match because she gets to take the pin. Or the submission. So I can see Ronda Rousey do that hard ass Olympic slam that she does, and then goes into an arm bar, and then she takes over the match, and her and Naomi celebrate. So, but somebody got to tell Terminator 2 to smile.
and just to just project louder on the mic. We still have a problem with that.
She just gives I don't really want to be here vibes. Like,
check is nice.
How you get this check and still go on national TV and be like, but I'd rather not be here. It's beyond me. Like, the way she even talks is just be like,
Mhm. See you at WrestleMania, bitch.
Bitch, I don't even believe you. All right, now Elimination Chamber for the Raw Women's Championship slot
Mhm.
at WrestleMania 38. An interesting cast of characters.
Mhm.
When you see Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Doudrop, and Nikki, almost the superhero.
Mhm.
Second of all, shouts out to this Saudi Arabia pay-per-view because you're gonna see 3 women's matches
Okay.
on
They
these
opening
joints.
up.
Yeah, so yeah, they gonna have 3 matches of women in t-shirts
There we go.
over there for the war, and this is again for the championship match at WrestleMania 38. The last slot is TBA. So I want us to give our predictions on this and who's going to be the TBA. Because there's a number of people that can be the TBA here. So I'll start. I would love to say Bianca Belair is going to win.
Okay.
Because it's Bianca Belair. But I'm going with the TBA here.
Okay.
And my pick for the TBA is Sasha Banks. So then it would be Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch at WrestleMania, because I don't understand how we can have a match at WrestleMania for a women's championship match and Sasha Banks ain't involved unless she's taking another break. So Sasha Banks wins the Elimination Chamber.
Man, okay. You know, and we don't have to make sense about the whole trades thing and draft thing. We don't have to make sense of that, because honestly, what I thought you were going to say was Toni Storm is going to be the TBA.
Oh hell no, she gone. She gone.
Okay, so she's really gone.
Oh,
okay. Like I mean, like they didn't even like reconcile, and we about to see on 24/7 or because I've been out the loop.
Nah, she's fucked this. She really said fuck this shit. I'm out.
Okay,
like she left. It was like, and they was like, all right, she gone. So okay. No Toni Storm.
Got you. Okay. Wow, Sasha Banks is such a great pick that you kind of just gotta go with it. But because my thing is that even if I was gonna say Toni Storm, nothing in that said that Becky Lynch was still not gonna win the match, unfortunately. You know what I mean? Like because the fact that Queen Zelina or Carmella aren't in the match, that's even interesting. Like, wow, you got 2 women that were being pushed that ain't in this match. So yeah, it does have to be a big splash for whoever it is. And I mean, look, the only other name you didn't name was Lita,
who's in a match that night.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I love your Sasha Banks pick, but I'm still going with Becky Lynch because
No. This is the wrestle Becky Lynch.
Oh shit, that's right.
Yeah,
I'm totally tripping. Let me read this shit again. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's right. Because
they're
doing their match out the way.
Yeah. So again, Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Doudrop, Nikki Ash, and the TBA. The winner gets the title shot.
Yeah, now it makes perfect sense. Yeah, it is Sasha Banks. Yeah, she is gonna win.
Yeah, and the only other person I can think of in this is Bayley, but I don't think they would. I just can't see it if they didn't do it at WrestleMania if she still ain't healthy, or they're waiting.
Yeah, I mean, Bayley is a good pick, but Sasha Banks makes more sense even with what we see just outside of the ring.
Yeah,
I don't think they're gonna gamble on. As a matter of fact, it's just for women's main events. I don't think they're gonna gamble on Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch at WrestleMania, but you can gamble on Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch at WrestleMania.
Yeah, so
okay, I get it. Shit. Yeah, I'll go. I'm just gonna pick your pick. I'm gonna pick your pick.
Literally, I can't think of shit else.
Yeah, because like there's other women on the Raw roster that should be in the match. So it's gotta be Sasha Banks at this point.
Yeah. Now, before we go to this next match, I want to read this from a particular person in the WWE that has a lot of faith in Madcap Moss.
Okay. Okay.
Paul Heyman
All right.
says
That's
that
usually good.
Madcap Moss, Riddick Moss, Madcap Moss is a future main eventer in the WWE.
Mm.
He was on the After the Bell podcast, Corey Graves. He said this about Riddick Moss. Riddick Moss is going to be a star. I don't think anyone has a clue with how capable he is. He's demonstrated that he can walk into any personality that he's assigned at the moment. When Riddick Moss has the emergence out of his shell and into his next incarnation, the same way the big dog elevated his game and evolved into the tribal chief. Riddick Moss' next iteration in WWE, there will be no stopping him. He's a main eventer. Also, Drew McIntyre says this about Madcap Moss. I'm excited that he has been given the opportunity now on the big stage to do something, and he's 100% committed to the part. Himself and Corbin are fully invested in the characters. That's why it works. The jokes are terrible, but their reactions to the jokes are hilarious. It's so over the top. I love it. So much so that at Elimination Chamber, we're going to get Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss in a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Yep.
Is the WWE wild enough to have Madcap Moss go over Drew McIntyre at a pay-per-view as big as Elimination Chamber?
Yep. Matter of fact, that's my pick. Listen, Madcap Moss was my pick before you read any of that. And I'm going to tell y'all why.
Let's go.
Because January, in some way, shape, or fashion, Madcap Moss put down 2 former WWE champions.
He did. Kofi Kingston and Drew McIntyre.
Yep. So now 3, he eliminated AJ Styles in the Royal Rumble.
He did.
You don't do that kind of shit in 30 days to lose a Falls Count Anywhere match in Saudi Arabia. You don't. Literally, that was. So yeah, I've been totally like, oh wow, and then the focus on his performance, which he's been kicking ass.
Yeah.
No, man. Hey, listen, before you read any of that, Madcap Moss was my pick because of what he did last month.
Wow. Paul Heyman just don't say that about anybody.
Nope. Sure doesn't.
Madcap Moss, I'm just gonna call him Riddick. Riddick Moss does not strike me as Mr. Perfect Son. And what I mean by that is when they did that by putting Paul Heyman with him, it just felt like they was trying to force some shit. Even when they put Cesaro with Paul Heyman, it felt like they was trying to force some shit.
Yeah.
I know how much y'all love Cesaro and shit, but I don't necessarily see Cesaro as a future world champion. Yeah. Even look-wise, I don't. Like. I hate to say what I'm about to say, but Cesaro wrestled too good for me to think they're going to make him a future world champion. Like, his style, yeah, he can wrestle. And what I mean by that is moments. Cesaro could give you that, but Cesaro just strikes me as the workhorse of the show, where Riddick Moss is not that. He got the look, he got the physique, all of those things. So where Paul Heyman ain't just saying this shit.
Right. Yeah.
And I didn't even realize that tidbit until you said it. Whereas they throw shit out there, that things that we might not necessarily see. And I think you just threw it out there to me to go, wow, you're right. So I wasn't going to pick Madcap Moss here,
Mm.
but I am. But I'm going to pick it in a different way.
Okay.
I'm going to pick it in a different way. Either he's going to win the match or he's going to look good as hell in a loss.
Okay.
Which makes him the winner in the match.
Mm-hmm.
Because now that I'm looking at it, maybe Happy Corbin is holding Riddick Moss back.
Mm-hmm.
Because he plays second fiddle. And Baron Corbin actually playing second fiddle these last couple of weeks to Riddick Moss has helped him be seen in a different light.
Mm-hmm.
So either he's going to win this shit with the help of Baron Corbin, of course,
Mm-hmm.
or he's going to look good in a loss, which a lot of times looking good in a loss helps you out more long-term. Go holler at Shawn Michaels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Listen, man. Listen, to detail it for y'all, I got Madcap Moss, Falls Count Anywhere, help winning with the help of Baron Corbin. And then I got Baron Corbin getting his ass beat by Drew McIntyre on the next 2 or 3 SmackDowns, to the point where it's just Madcap Moss and Drew McIntyre, and Madcap beat him again. Like he beat him again dolo, so it's no mistake. That's what I got. That's what I got going into March.
And they gonna fuck around to get Madcap Moss the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Man. Like, at this rate, there's no way WrestleMania is getting done without him.
Damn.
At this rate.
That's a heap of praise right there. All right, let's go to a match where we already know who's gonna win this shit, but we got to talk about it.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns versus Goldberg.
Yeah, man.
How long will the match be?
You know what? It depends. If Goldberg doesn't injure himself on the way down to the ring this time, I'll say about 8, maybe about 8 minutes. If he do, we in for about 3.5. I mean, listen, and I understand. That's why I didn't jump out the window this time, because I was like, damn, they were supposed to do this a minute ago, and it just did not happen. And it was like, okay, but now it's even worse to me. It's like, yeah, you ain't beating the longest reigning Universal Champion ever.
Yeah. And what's supposed to be the last match in Goldberg's contract?
Awesome. Let's get it over.
Goldberg getting out of here in 4 minutes.
Awesome. I'm with it. Hey, I'm with it.
You're getting out of here in 4 minutes. I don't expect this to be anything like the Bobby Lashley shit.
Yeah.
They gonna get that motherfucker in and out, and he's gonna get on the plane right after that. Usos, who are loved in Saudi Arabia, I think, because they look like some of those folks over there.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Versus the Viking Raiders. I'm gonna just jump out the box and say that the Usos is gonna win this because of racism.
Yeah.
What y'all to look me in my face here when I say this shit? The Usos ain't losing to the Viking Raiders in Saudi Arabia. Them Saudi Arabian folks won't like that shit. If you know what I mean. They're a little bit too white.
No.
In order for that to happen over there.
Yeah.
And if you look at Sarah, matter of fact, I know you didn't see this, but I kind of jumped into a rabbit hole this week because apparently it was a post that Sarah Logan had put up, and she one of those people. It looks like. You know what I mean by one of those people?
See, that's why she fell off.
Yeah, like allegedly, reportedly, she put up a IG story post, and Boogaloo was in it.
Yo. Wait, what? Now I gotta Google this shit.
So she don't like us.
See, that's why her look fell off.
Hey.
Not that she was the baddest.
Yeah.
But she looked like she was one shower away from being super decent.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you the text right now, and on the picture it says, "When you got Christmas at 9, but Boogaloo at 5."
Oh wow.
And yeah, we know, if you know anything about them Boogaloo folks, they can't wait to have a little civil war.
Yeah.
So if she's married to one of them, you can only imagine what they like too.
Right.
They ain't winning in Saudi Arabia, ladies and gentlemen. Mm-mm. So yeah, I'm going with the Usos.
Yeah, man. Definitely picking the Usos. Listen, man, I don't know what the Viking Raiders did or did not do. But they went from winning every single week and under any circumstances to literally being just borderline enhancement talent, depending on who's on the show tonight. So
Yeah.
you know, not Sarah Logan being pro a second civil war.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. Hey, man. Hey, that's all I'm saying, fam. That's just, it's a
So
little weird.
she didn't. Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised she didn't. She didn't come with no, in Viking culture, boogaloo means.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, man.
Yeah. So of course we're going with the Usos here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Lita versus Becky Lynch. Does Lita have one more run in her? Or is she gonna lose in the t-shirt?
Mm. You know, I
Uh-oh.
kind of feel
Uh-oh.
yeah,
Uh-oh.
yeah. I
Uh-oh.
kind of
Oh
feel
shit.
like
Oh shit.
Lita is going to win this match. I kind of feel like Lita's gonna win this match. Because matter of fact, boom, fuck all that. Cause you right too. This is what it is. This is what it is. This is my guarantee.
Oh
Also,
shit.
part 2. Lita versus Big Time Bex for the Raw Women's Championship is going to be, I think, a greater match than expected. And I got Lita going over flat out and just a pinfall victory. Boom. No collusion, no bullshit, no none of that. And why I believe that is because I believe in Banks' other pick about Sasha Banks being in the Elimination Chamber and going and winning that match. And that then sets up night 1 or night 2, really don't matter. Sasha Banks wrestling her all-time favorite and idol, Lita, for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania. The ultimate dream match for one of their best stars. And you can't run the risk of waiting until next year or the year after. So I'm literally picking the dream match of dream matches, maybe not even for the people, but for the person in it. Lita is the reason why Sasha Banks is wrestling. So if she's back in time to get a match that happens to be for the Raw Women's Championship, Becky Lynch, who also idolized Lita, is willing to let her go over to her because she can literally say, in 3 years, nobody that was active on this roster could beat me. It took my own idol to beat me for this title, which I will get it back. And then that sets up Sasha Banks to be like, well, I'm about to beat you and my idol, but let's start with my idol first since you couldn't get the job done. Because Becky Lynch still can make it to WrestleMania just doing something else. But this dream, like, we are in the age, culture, and range where women got to get their dream matches off too.
Yeah.
The fact that Lita's not here for that Royal Rumble one-off, yeah, she won in that match. Hell yeah, she won that match in Saudi fucking Arabia. And she's going to go on to wrestle Sasha Banks. Again, night 1 or night 2. Don't matter because, look, the other match is Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey. Who else on the roster going to beat that? I'm sorry, but Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks don't beat that. Sasha Banks versus Lita at least rivals it, if not beats it for some of the audience.
You just made a compelling argument. I'm still going to go with Becky Lynch here.
Okay.
But you just made a compelling ass argument. Not only that, I would be more inclined to pick Lita if they had if they planned on setting up Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch. Now, one of the reasons why I'm saying this, and this is something that I've never heard people talk about.
Okay.
So let it be first Black Champ to talk about this. Because I think we're the only show, and I'm probably the only person that talked about this. Because we talked about the art of the grudge match and how the grudge match is missing.
Yes.
Even if you look on this joint right here, you got a grudge match with Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have you have a semi-grudge match with the tag team matchup. So when you look at the tag team matchup, you have a women's match with a tag team involved in it, but you don't have a tag team champs involved in it. Unless they are about to put Naomi with Bianca Belair and have them go up against Carmella and Lil Bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm forever call her Lil Bit, ladies and gentlemen. You're not gonna have Bianca Belair in a highly profile match.
Mm-hmm.
But if this was the men's, you would have that.
Mm-hmm.
Look at some of the better matches in WWE WrestleMania history that didn't even involve a championship.
Mm-hmm.
All of the Undertaker's matches other than WrestleMania 13 and Batista, like the Triple H match, the Shawn Michaels match. What about Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels? That was a hell of a match.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho. Hell of a match. You can go on and on about those quality matches.
Mm-hmm.
The women need a setup like that.
Yeah.
Where there could be a big major match that doesn't involve a belt.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be inclined to go with your pick if they planned on setting up such a match day 1, day 2 of WrestleMania. You got enough matches to do it. If you were doing something like that for WrestleMania, where you could get a Bianca Belair versus a Becky Lynch at WrestleMania, a steal the show type match.
Yeah.
But I don't think that I think that's the main thing the WWE is missing when it comes to their women's division. Matches like that. Everything don't have to be a title match. So because I believe that that's still the way that they think, we're not going to get that. So they're going to go with Becky Lynch winning the title. But in a perfect world, you would have a match with Bianca. If that's the way that you're going, you would have a match involving Bianca Belair without a championship, but still high profile, like Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio Jr.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something like that. A real grudge match that's going to aim to steal the show. But again, another thing is, and actually, it's my guarantee.
Okay.
My guarantee is they gonna put the sisters together, Naomi and Bianca Belair. And they're gonna put them, and they both on SmackDown. I mean, they not both on SmackDown, but they can be.
Right.
They can be however you want it to be.
Yeah.
So
because the tag champs still travel, right?
Exactly. So my guarantee is Naomi, because of Naomi and what she did on Friday. You're gonna put them two in a high, and there's a reason why you've seen them on more Instagram photos and shit more than ever. So you're gonna get the sisters, Naomi and Bianca Belair versus Queen Lil Bit and Carmella for the women's tag team championships. And they gonna get they Tony Atlas and Rock Daddy on, Rocky Johnson on. They gonna get their Soul Patrol on. And that is going to be, and they're the first black WWE women's champions, all that
still
shit.
First.
Still
our
first.
first out
Still a
there.
lot of first out there. So yeah, so that's my pick. Becky Lynch, because they're not doing any grudge. They don't do like that shit for the women, and then also it sets up 2 black women winning the WWE Tag Team Championships.
I dig it. Because, I mean, even though we have established that a belt is not needed for Bianca Belair, you can't go too long without putting her with a belt or in a situation where she's just high profile, the high profile individual that she just is.
Right.
So, I dig it.
So yeah, so then it leads us to the final match of the night. Well, I don't think it's gonna be. It's probably gonna be the first one. But
Elimination Chamber.
Bobby Lashley is defending his championship at Elimination Chamber. He's defending it against Brock Lesnar, Seth freaking Rollins, Austin Theory, Riddle, AJ Styles. Does Bobby Lashley make it out of Elimination Chamber, the World Heavyweight Championship, the World Heavyweight Champion? And if not, who will make it out with the belt?
Man, so super conflicted here.
Yeah.
Super conflicted here. Because has Bobby Lashley earned the opportunity to beat specifically this crop of superstars in an Elimination Chamber match to secure his spot to WrestleMania? Hell the fuck yeah, he has. But there are 3 guys in this match, really, that you kind of fuck up their WrestleMania plans if Bobby Lashley wins this match. You kind of fuck him up. Because what does AJ Styles do when he loses this match, right?
Man.
Like, what does he do? Brock Lesnar, he won the Royal Rumble. So really, whatever, He don't gotta win this match.
Right.
But he's pushing for his title for title thing with Roman Reigns, which that would be interesting because literally what do you do at night 2? Or what do you do on night 1? If that happens. All of that. And Seth freaking Rollins, who's supposed to be the champ. All right? Damn, hashtag fuck COVID. Seth Rollins is supposed to already be the champ. So, I mean, do you have Seth Rollins win this match and let Bobby get his rematch at WrestleMania? Or does Bobby Lashley win this match and Seth Rollins keep doing what the fuck he doing and get to the main event anyway? But how do you justify that? Because now he's lost too many times and should get to the back of the line. I don't know who's going to win this match. And I'm not saying that as a cop-out. It literally everything makes sense and everything fucks some other shit up at the same time.
Yeah. Man, I'm conflicted as well.
Yeah.
And it's because I don't see a path. Well, there is a path for Bobby Lashley to win this shit. I just don't see it happening. Well, let me not say I just don't see it happen. That's the wrong thing to say. I just don't. Let's just be real. There's a lot of cases where we don't expect the black man to come out with the belt.
Yes.
And when we have this many white people against one black man,
right.
The odds are against that black man for coming out with the belt.
Yeah.
I don't think people truly understand how epic this is if Bobby Lashley comes out the champion in this match.
Yeah, like he's literally beating no other person of color. I mean, because they consider Seth Rollins white, even though he is half Latin. You know,
Yeah, like
he's half Hispanic. He's a
let,
Latin individual sometimes.
let me put this in perspective. Hey, this Black History Month has sucked. This ain't been the best Black History Month for black folks.
Man, listen.
It don't even feel like Black History Month.
Uh,
And in the middle of Black History Month, you're gonna have a black man go up against super white man in Brock Lesnar, super multiracial man in Seth freaking Rollins, super young black super. Let me do that right. Super white young man in Austin Theory
yeah.
that the founder of the company is behind.
Yeah.
Super high white man in Riddle, and super southern man, white man, and AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Every bit of white person is coming at Bobby Lashley for this belt. If Bobby Lashley were to win this would be the most epic win in black history in wrestling. I'm not, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a joke here. Yeah. I am dead serious when I say this. If Bobby Lashley were to win this would single-handedly save black history in wrestling. We don't need no video of the Street Profits and Bianca Belair at the Lorraine Hotel in Memphis. We wouldn't need any vignettes of black wrestlers. We wouldn't need none of that. If Bobby Lashley were to beat all of these white men in Saudi Arabia to go on to WrestleMania, this will single-handedly save Black History Month for wrestling fans.
And would make Bobby Lashley the hardest black man ever in life.
And he would become the best black wrestler of all time if he beats all of these white men. I'm not joking when I say this, because never in the history of wrestling, maybe The Rock at WrestleMania 2000, but he had a McMahon in his corner.
Right, exactly.
Bobby Lashley got MVP in his corner. And you mean to tell me, and he's going up against a wrestler who, until he beat him, didn't lose to a black man.
Right.
So he mad.
You know what I'm saying? And yes, it would erase Wilder's loss to Fury last year.
Yes, it would.
It would. It definitely would.
But if it's 6 people in this match, the odds are against Bobby Lashley, not just as the champion, but as a black man. So if this black man outlasts all of these white men and multiracial men for the WWE champion, this is Black History Month. This is a moment where 10 years from now, when they do vignettes, they say Saudi Arabia, February 19th, 2022. Bobby Lashley went up against 5 other men in an Elimination Chamber match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Brock Lesnar, Seth freaking Rollins, Austin Theory, Riddle, and AJ Styles. The odds were against him. But in Black History Month, Bobby Lashley outlasted those 5 men to retain his WWE World Heavyweight Championship and went on to WrestleMania to defend it in front of 100,000 people, wherever that shit's gonna be. This has been your Black History Month for the WWE. Right. You know this is literally that. If that happens. So excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think it's gonna happen because I ain't never seen it. I ain't never seen it. Because even The Rock lost at WrestleMania 2000.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen a black man go up against all these white men in wrestling and win. So it's in me not to believe. It's in me to believe this is not going to happen. But if this were to happen, this is a great moment in Black history.
Yeah, absolutely.
But with that being said, fuck it. What do I have to lose here?
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley's gonna win.
All right.
Fuck it.
Hey, listen. The odds are in Bobby Lashley's favor if this happens. Two men started off. Let's just say it's Austin Theory and Riddle. Let's say let's say it's Austin and AJ started off,
Right.
and Brock Lesnar's third, and then Riddle's fourth. So now those three beat Brock Lesnar ass to at least eliminate him. Because they like, well, look, we still waiting for Seth Rollins and fucking Bobby Lashley. We got to get dude the fuck out of here.
Right.
Because Bobby Lashley is definitely going to beat the shit out of everybody else.
Yes.
Seth Rollins is obviously going to give the greatest show against Bobby Lashley. But the optics here say they got to team up. All the white people got to team up and take down their prize alpha male first. And then that just puts the wear and tear on Seth Rollins. Because then if Bobby Lashley comes in 5 or 6, all bets are off. Somebody getting speared at the fucking chamber at that point. Yeah. And he's gonna get at least 2 eliminations. So because I'm always gonna be pro-black, especially, we gotta turn it up a couple more notches in February. So I'm just gonna paint the greatest picture for Bobby Lashley to win, and that is for Brock Lesnar to be third in this chamber, but everybody try to get him out of there before Bobby Lashley even get to the match, so he can be like, hey, look, dude, you could have just beat everybody if you that hard, but you didn't. So I did. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. So I look at it like that. Because Bobby Lashley needs, because I also kind of fear that Bobby Lashley doesn't have a WrestleMania plan if he doesn't have that belt.
That's the other part.
Yeah.
There's no reason for him to be at WrestleMania if he ain't got that belt.
Right. Especially when AJ, Seth, and Brock are in the same match.
Yeah. There's no reason for a lot of people to be at WrestleMania if they ain't got a belt.
Right.
Like, I'm just gonna go with Bobby Lashley to create Black history here.
No doubt.
That's
I'm with you. I'm with you.
This is going to be the biggest moment in Black wrestling history. This is going to be the most incredible moment. We've never seen anything like it. A Black man defeating 4.5 white men
in one night.
And he's going to go to WrestleMania as the champion. And I believe that in doing that, Seth Rollins will still have a chance to become the WWE World Champion. I just think that it's going to be Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and Bobby Lashley in a triple threat match.
Okay.
Because any match that Seth Rollins is involved in, I think Kevin Owens is going to be involved in.
Okay.
And I know somebody's going to say, damn, they just wrestled at WrestleMania a couple of years ago. It's like, yeah, that was WrestleMania coronavirus.
Yeah, right.
And that match was still hard as fuck. So now them two are the Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens version of themselves.
Yeah.
Now Vince McMahon didn't like that Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho match. Said it was the worst match he's ever seen at WrestleMania. Well, you know what? Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Yeah, that's wild.
But you're not gonna get that with Seth freaking Rollins.
Right.
And then you're going to put them in the champion. I don't think he's going to put them two in a one-on-one match again with each other after it just happened, 2 years ago. But I can see them two going up against Bobby Lashley also because the history that they have with Bobby Lashley and Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins on that fake ass, hey, man, let's have a WrestleMania moment with each other.
Right.
We're friends. And let's have it. So we're going to have it with Bobby Lashley. So, yeah, that's my prediction, man. I'm going to stick with it. Bobby Lashley winning in an epic Black history moment.
I dig it. You know what? I'll co-sign it. Even though under normal circumstances, y'all know, I pick Seth freaking Rollins. But listen, man, I'm all about seeing a Black world champion go into WrestleMania as the Black world champion in my super adult life. So I'm going to say, the cards are going to fall the correct way for Bobby Lashley to retain his WWE championship and go to WrestleMania.
Right. Now, other stuff before we get out of here. Big E and Kofi Kingston,
Mm-hmm.
if you guys have noticed, they don't even mention them as the New Day.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
just say Kofi Kingston and Big E, or Big E and Kofi Kingston.
Mm-hmm.
Question for you, Kent from the port.
Mm-hmm.
We said that we ain't seen no grudge match. Or the art of the grudge match is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Are we about to see a grudge match between Big E and Kofi Kingston at WrestleMania?
Nope. Not gonna see it at all. Not gonna see it at all.
So why are they not mentioning them as the New Day?
You know what? To be fair here, I'm gonna say this happened. Even though the New Day is the greatest WWE tag team of all time, and it's been stabled and labeled, now that means they're still a trio. Xavier Woods is out; he's the king. What we saw last night, the last time, is two former WWE champions coming together for a match. And for the most part, when two former WWE champions team up, they don't have a name because their name is big enough. Stone Cold Steve Austin and Shawn Michaels are taking on who? Oh, okay. Whatever. Triple H and Shawn Michaels are taking on who? Randy Orton and Triple H are taking on who? Like, there have been a couple times they wouldn't even listen to this Evolution. Randy Orton, Triple H.
Only when they stick together for a mighty long time after that is when they have a name like Rated RKO?
Yes.
Okay.
There you go. So I see that, and I literally look at it from the aspect of, do we know they the New Day? They 2/3 of the New Day? Yeah. You know, they didn't wear the same colors. They came out to the music, so you know the vibes. But, you know, they definitely went on create a tag team on us. They went create a tag team on us.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I get it, because I guess what they're trying to do is say, hey, don't get used to this, because when Xavier Woods heals up and this King thing doesn't matter, Big E's back on Raw. And Big E will be back by himself, being a great value New Day by himself. So that's what I've seen it as. It was interesting. I was like, the fact that, you know, they kept a lot of their mannerisms and camaraderie the same, but again, different outfits, but the same music, introducing each other, themselves individually versus the team. Because, yeah, they're former WWE champions now, and I'm glad that we consider about two black guys at one time.
That is dope.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's prepping for anything. I think it's really more establishing who they are without each other, specifically for Big E's sake.
I agree with you. After hearing it from that perspective, I'm just going to say something that niggas really don't want to hear. I want to see Big E versus Kofi Kingston at WrestleMania.
Okay. Two more black men on the card at this point.
I do.
Okay.
I'm going to let y'all know this right now. I do. For 3 reasons. And none of them has to do with the New Day.
Okay.
Specifically. But Big E losing the championship to Brock Lesnar and Kofi Kingston losing the title to Brock Lesnar hits me differently. Because Kofi Kingston, to me, wouldn't have had a chance, period.
Right.
I believe that Big E would have had a chance. And when you look at it, Big E took the pin to Brock Lesnar. He had everybody beat, and he lost it. I think it would be cool to see a character change from Big E. That character change is more of, I'm tired of having to be put together with y'all. Yeah, we still New Day, and you my brother. But at this point, this is more Cain and Abel
Mm.
than it is anything else.
Mm.
I need to end you to get back what I want and what I need, what I thirst for, what I lust for. I need to end you to end this new day to win, to get back the chance to win the WWE World Championship.
Mm.
That's why I came to SmackDown. You think I came to SmackDown to help you out? This was my plan all along. Because for some reason, these people don't even take me seriously enough to give me what I want because they think you're my crutch. Nah, you're not my crutch. See, that's something that you can use right there, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the second part. I feel what you just said, that they don't have to put these two black men together just to say yada, yada, yada.
Mhm.
So if that's the case, they are in a mold to put two black men against each other to wrestle at WrestleMania. You could do that shit with Bobby Lashley and Big E at a pay-per-view. You could do that shit with Kofi Kingston and Big E, which goes to third, black men making money with each other
Mhm.
and against each other. Because the only way you gonna take a Big E seriously with a character change is he has to dominate his guy.
Mm.
He has to beat the shit out of. And then when Xavier Woods come back, because he should be, they said about 4 to 6 weeks, so he should be back. That's when they're together,
Mhm.
what do they call them? The New Day.
Yep. The New Day.
When the two champions are with each other, they're not the New Day.
Yeah.
So it's just a clear sign to me is they ain't the New Day together. So you don't have to classify them as the New Day together. We come out in different ring gear now. We come out here in my music and your music. We come out in all of that shit now.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what that means? We ain't really together. We still homies, but we ain't together.
Right.
A Big E versus Kofi Kingston at WrestleMania is the match that steals the show.
Mm.
That match,
Okay.
because they gonna make sure that they hold each other up to give the best match possible. Y'all think Bret Hart said he didn't want to go up against his brother,
Right.
Owen. But what did those matches give you? Some of the best matches in WWE history. Look at the match between Bret Hart and British the Bulldog. British Bulldog. I said British the Bulldog. What the fuck? British Bulldog at SummerSlam, the main event.
Right.
A great match. That's the match. Let me just go on record as saying this. What we have been missing at WrestleMania is the emotional match.
Mm.
The match that brings you in emotionally, that gives you those emotional ties, that reel you in before the match even starts.
Mm-hmm.
When you hear ding, 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 and you see their face go up on the Jumbotron, and you go, oh, shit. Oh, shit. That's the match that they missing.
Yeah.
That match at the end of the night that you might end up dropping a tear to at WrestleMania, because that's not a match that you wanted to see. Triple H and The Undertaker gave you that shit. Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker gave you that shit. There have been countless others that gave you that shit. When is the last time we seen that shit, though? Probably them, because we didn't see it at last year's WrestleMania.
Right.
We didn't see that shit at the year before because it was the pandemic WrestleMania. Like Ric Flair versus Shawn Michaels. I'm sorry. I love you.
Yeah.
Two brothers going up against each other at the grandest stage of them all would be dope.
Mm-hmm.
And when have we seen that? What fucking WrestleMania 3?
It's been a minute.
It's too many emotional ties that could give you a great ass match at WrestleMania between those two. And Xavier Woods is gonna automatically side with his homie.
Right.
Kofi.
Yeah.
Because they still have New Day when they tag up.
Right.
And you got Xavier Woods sitting there looking, they both tell Xavier, nah, you go to the back. And then Kofi Kingston lose to Big E. Put him over.
Mm-hmm.
And now you get a new, improved version of Big E. Because this Big E can't stay him continuously.
Yeah.
If we want to see what we want to see from Big E.
Right.
Even Stone Cold changed up a couple of times.
Yeah.
John Cena changed the shirt and some jorts and some shoes from time to time. It's clear that then that New Day Big E is on the way out. Because if that was the case, they still would have put them as New Day. It's clear to me that that's no longer the case.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So put them in a match with each other at the grandest stage of them all, and put them in a match that's going to give what I have said for a while now. The grudge match is missing. Mm-hmm. That match that give you emotional ties is missing. That match that reels you in and you at the edge of your seat anytime somebody drops or falls is missing. Out of every match possibly we talked about at WrestleMania, there's only one match that give you that. Big E, Kofi Kingston.
Hey, great point. Great point. And you know what? 2 more black men at WrestleMania on the card doing what they do. I'm here for it. Like, I'm here for it. You know, eventually we got to get into the mode of, hey, man, black people need to be on the card beyond a title match. You know what I'm saying? Like, we done that. So yeah, like, you know, even going from the conversation that we had earlier, like, look how worried I was about Bobby Lashley needing to win this match, because how is he going to get to WrestleMania now without it? Like, yeah, that's moments like Big E versus Kofi Kingston would shape that.
Yeah, we don't need that no more. We don't need that no more. If we passed all of that black, if we want diversity and inclusion and all those things, we got to want the same thing. We have to see the same things from an Evolution or from a NWO or from a 4 Horsemen, NWO, a Evolution, a Dangerous Alliance, a Shield. We got to look how great that match was between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins.
Man,
there's a reason why I said no. Run that shit back at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
make it happen, WWE. The last thing is, hey man, why the Miz do that to Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio?
Hey, because look, if nothing else, the Miz is gonna give you a great moment on that mic, man. I don't know about his matches and all of that, but yo, this is why Miz TV is must see. It's the longest running joint. I think even longer than Piper's Pit now. We can get that out the way. Longer than the Brother Love show. You dig? And hey, yo, this is what the Miz does. The Miz he's top 5% on that mic, man. And hey, he know we don't want to fucking see Ray and Dominic. He know that shit. He was like, look, nobody want to see you. I don't know who they're here to see. So let me tell you why they're here to see me. Because I'll do this to you. It was a funny moment. I've saved it. I'm probably going to download it just to keep the video for myself, because I still cannot find the day where he called Festus a fat bald virgin and told him to get out of his ring. They've eliminated that from the ethos or the whatever it is, the hemisphere that is the internet. But we need that moment back, because that was the first great Miz Mike moment, like great at a new level. And he was like, "Get that fat bald virgin out of my ring."
Man. Hey, and real quick before we get out of here, shouts out to Ross, because actually 8 minutes ago, literally 8 minutes ago, he just posted this in the group. Not sure if anyone else here said it yet, but you can't tell me they put Big E on SmackDown to turn on Kofi. Ain't no New Day reunion. He turning on him soon. Yes, the Lethal Lovers out here kissing people in a pandemic. They bold as hell. Especially when one of them got a baby on the way.
Hey,
yeah,
buddy.
But yeah, you can't. Hey, shouts out to Ross, for throwing that
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
And also at the same damn time, yes, give us Kofi, Big E, WrestleMania, biggest stage of them all, former friends, Mega
Mhm.
Powers Collide,
Yeah,
all
man.
types of shit.
Greatest
We
tag
need
team
that.
in the world.
We need that, son.
Mm-hmm.
We need that. We need that from
Hey.
y'all. That if we talk about diversity inclusion,
Mm-hmm.
that's part of it.
Yeah,
We can't
it
we,
is.
we can't just want the black people to stay in a group together without them fighting. Because if that was the case, we never wouldn't have got Butch Reed versus Junkyard Dog.
Yeah.
Shouts out the hood. Which leads me to my final question before
Mm-hmm.
we get out of here. My final question. When did rooting for everybody black start?
I mean, it really started with Issa Rae said it. When she made it common knowledge, that's when it happened. But and the reason why I'll say it is that because a lot of people, especially in the wrestling world, they wouldn't know that shit. They wouldn't know that shit at all. Because look how many black wrestlers there's been. Like I don't recall there being a lot of black wrestling fans that were champion Naomi when the Funkadactyls broke up either. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this shit wasn't happening like that.
Yeah.
What's my man? I mean, shoot, look at what Cedric Alexander had to go through to be acknowledged by the majority of black audiences. I don't want to hear it like y'all wouldn't. Nah, you know what? Honestly, so look, okay, the phrase started with Issa Rae, right? I'm going to put wrestling fans specifically even later than that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say it happened with Kofi Mania working. So what I'm literally telling y'all is not the gauntlet match, not the Elimination Chamber match.
Nah.
But I'm literally saying at the 3 count at WrestleMania when Xavier Woods cried when he seen the belt. That's when it happened.
Because the reason why I asked that
Mhm.
is, and I didn't say it here, but like sometimes I'll watch old episodes of Guts.
Mhm.
And of course, when we was younger watching Guts, we was rooting for, it's a black guy on there, we got to root for the black guy. Right? I don't think we did that for Legends of the Hidden Temple, though.
No.
It's like we knew they was going to lose.
Yeah. I was kind of scared to watch that show. I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? Talking fucking.
I think it's a real last year. Like, you see a black person on Legends of the Hidden Temple, it's like they're not going to make it past the moat, fam. They're going to make it at the water. Double Dare, I can't even tell you how many black families I ever saw on Double Dare.
Yeah, families, nah. It wasn't until they did Team Double Dare I started seeing more black kids.
And I don't even remember black kid there. Right? Wheel of Fortune, we see a black we see a black person, let's root for the black person. Family Feud, we see a black family, we root for the black family. In wrestling, though, you might be right, because I don't think when Coco Beware went against Big Boss Man at SummerSlam, niggas was like, I'm rooting for Coco Beware.
Hell no.
They was rooting for Big Boss Man.
Yeah.
And even when you realize, what I didn't realize is one of those primetime wrestling moments, that the Big Boss Man, before the match, before SummerSlam happened, he had handcuffed Coco Beware and beat the shit out of him while he was handcuffed. It was like, oh man, they was giving police brutality vibes for real.
Man.
And we still didn't go for Coco Beware.
Man.
Like,
fucked up.
I don't think we went for Ahmed Johnson to beat Jeff Jarrett because he was black. We just didn't like Jeff Jarrett.
You got me there.
See?
You got me there.
We just didn't like Jeff Jarrett, you know. We didn't root for Ron Simmons when he was going up against The Undertaker.
Yeah.
For the championship. We didn't give a fuck that Mabel won the King of the Ring.
Yeah. Shit, I low-key didn't go for Ron Simmons when he was facing Vader.
See?
Sorry, guys. I mean, it was cool that he won, but
it was cool that he won, but we was like, what? Yeah, I just want to see where rooting for everybody black. When did that start in wrestling?
Yeah, I'm telling you, the 3 count when Kofi Mania actually worked.
Like, I didn't root for Bad News Brown against Jake the Snake because he was black.
Yeah,
it's just I like Bad News Brown and still think he should have won the world championship or had a championship match at a pay-per-view. Especially after he beat up Jack Sonny. at the Brother Love show. It's like,
Yeah.
that should have
Right.
happened. Like this is probably the question of all questions. Other than making sure that Keith Lee gets pushed to the moon.
Mm-hmm.
And this is probably gonna be the title of the podcast. So hopefully y'all stay to the end of this.
Mm-hmm.
When did you start rooting for the black guy to win any match he was in wrestling? Because you might be right.
Yeah, for me, I kind of so this is like whenever
specifically because they black.
Specifically because they black.
Specifically, if we rooting for everybody that's black, you want them to win specifically because they black.
You know what? I'm gonna say this, even though it's gonna be spotty.
Okay.
There's two guys on that list for me, and they're actually my probably 1 and 2 or top 5, top 10 black wrestlers of all time, and this is why. I'm gonna say D'Lo Brown when he really went solo and had both the belts. I was like, yeah, the black dude from Istanbul, Turkey tonight. Fuck that. I want him to win just because he's black and said he's from Israel or he said he's from Turkey. Like, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Right? That and an MVP, SmackDown MVP, when he right before the Matt Hardy feud, because I was like, yo, this is like the black niggas that be at Green Dolphin. like yo, this nigga,
I fuck with him.
Yeah, like MVP, like the nigga that be at Green Dolphin with the bottles, like, yeah, hey yo, till the bitches come over here, we drinking and shit. I'm like, okay. Like he ain't never did nothing to me. It's like, so yeah, so it would be for me, and it get, even though it's spotty in between D'Lo Brown and MVP, I wanted them to win because they were black. I was like, yo, these are like black guys.
Yeah.
because only a black champ will win a belt and be like, yeah, I'm from your hood now.
Yeah. I would say for me, the first time ever was Lex Luger versus Ron Simmons.
Okay.
Because I know y'all talk about Booker T versus Triple H.
Mm-hmm.
But all that was Lex Luger versus Ron Simmons to me. Hey. And when Lex Luger told Ron Simmons, it's like, man, maybe after the match you could get my bags and drive my limo. That was the first time at a young age I was like, oh, y'all on bullshit.
Man. Yeah.
Drop the mic right there. Yeah. But yeah, that was the first time I was like, I not only hope Ron Simmons win, but I hope he win because he's black. Okay. That was the first time. Other notable times was anytime that Harlem Heat went against the Outsiders.
Okay. Okay.
Or just because I don't think there was a bigger Outsiders fan than me that's black.
Okay.
I love Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. Mm-hmm. I don't think there was a bigger fan than me. But until they went against Harlem Heat. Because they always finesse the win. Like, remember the triple threat match that the Outsiders had? And the motherfucker was like, oh, shit, well, pin me and we gonna win.
Right.
If I can remember correctly, that match had the Harlem Heat and the Steiner brothers in it.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, shit, fuck. So they was always outsparring them. So it was like, no, the black people got to get. And then another thing is, when did we ever see anybody get over on the NWO, especially black?
Right.
Yeah. We barely had black. We barely had black NWO members. Like, who was the best black NWO member?
Oh, the best?
Stevie Ray. See?
Yeah, I was gonna say by default it's like Stevie Ray.
Right. It's like Booker T versus Triple H. I clearly want to do that because Booker T was black and winning at WrestleMania.
Okay. But yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
I think you hit the nail on the head. Because all of those people that we named were main eventers.
Yeah.
We paid tribute to this man before. But anytime D'Lo Brown got into a match,
yeah, man,
especially when it was a title match, I wanted D'Lo Brown to win, specifically because he was black.
Yeah. Yeah.
When he put on the chest protector too,
Yeah. Yeah, like for all things considered, and I know we call this show First Black Champ because of Ron Simmons winning the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. But D'Lo Brown to me is the first black wrestler that I thought, oh, he cold.
yeah,
Like, yo, he cold. Like I want to sky high somebody,
man.
in the yard. Like, I want to
put
sky
on,
high somebody.
I want to put on the chest protector.
Yeah.
Two, I want to be from Istanbul. I want to be from Sydney, Australia tonight.
Yeah.
But he was also a double champion. So when he beat, I think it was Jeff Jarrett, he beat to win the Intercontinental Championship to be a double champion. That was literally, even though I said all of those joints, that was literally the first time was the rooting for everybody black moment is him becoming the double champion. Because I also was like, yo, they got to put him in the world championship hunt now. If this is what we're doing with D'Lo Brown.
Right.
So D'Lo Brown, so even though those was the first moments, the exact rooting for everybody black, how it made you feel moment when that person win, is D'Lo Brown winning the Intercontinental Championship, making him a double champion, the first black double champion in WWE history. And shit, to my knowledge, wrestling history, because I don't remember a double champion before Buddy Ass. And that's been your Black History Month moment right here on First Black Champ.
Hey, there you go. Hey, look at that. Just in time. Look, it's February, middle of February, and this is what we doing, man.
There we
You're
go.
welcome. You know what I'm
so
saying?
we gave our predictions, man, our guarantees. So shit. We even gave our Super Bowl predictions.
Yeah, hey, there you go. Yeah.
So it's lit.
You know what I'm saying? All right, man. Hey, well, listen, look, if you no, we thank you. I don't want to just end y'all like that. Look, we thank y'all every single week, not just during Black History Month, not just during pay-per-views, but all the time for checking out the show, the likes, the shares, the comments, the positivity, the tags, your predictions, your insights, and what have yous. About the world of wrestling, man. We definitely do appreciate it. Please don't stop, because it keeps this engine fueled. And even though we would do this without you, we definitely like the aspect of being able to do this, which is talk wrestling with you. All right. So thank you very much. And if you ever want to talk about wrestling in an unconventional way, you do so by checking out the First Black Champ podcast. Camp Bang. We are out.